In continuing my versus, somebody actually threw out the one of War Machine, James Rhodes, Rhodey, versus John Stewart. Not the comedian, but the Green Lantern John Stewart. And I thought, wow, one person at one point in time referred to these as the black replacement heroes. Hal Jordan went away for a while, Guy Gardner was in a coma, bring in John Stewart. Tony Stark's going through some issues. He had kind of a side character who had a decent amount of military experience. They put him in the Iron Man suit for a while. He didn't like it. He then developed his own suit. So you kind of got the guy who is a Green Lantern and the guy who's kind of Iron Man. As always, this is through a 9-point system. Hopefully I don't forget anything. Intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability. This is endurance, recovering from injury. Invulnerability, energy projection, versatility, and X Factor. Yeah, got 9 of them. And as always, it's the higher number is the one that wins. If it's 5-4, which people complain about all the time, yes, most of these fights should be close. If they're not close, you know, one guy definitely has a lot greater ability and will defeat the other guy. Normally, when it comes to comics, you can argue it normally either way. If it's 6-3, the person with 6 should mop the floor of the person who's got 3. So we'll go right through this. First one, we'll go with intelligence. Now, for War Machine, you've got a guy with a tremendous amount of military experience. John Stewart, military experience, not as close to what you see in James Rhodes, but he's also a phenomenal architect. So, he's also spent lots of time in space. That makes me give the intelligence aspect to John Stewart. You know, he's got a little more in the way of experience, and since one person has a predominantly more military background with some political, you've got someone with military, political, and architectural background, as well as cosmic experience. So that's going to give him an edge. Fighting ability. This one goes entirely to War Machine. You're looking at somebody who's got a tremendous amount of military experience. And military experience, a lot of it is either you're fighting or you're training to fight. So there's a lot more fighting ability when it comes to War Machine. Speed. War Machine has never really been shown to be a tremendously fast guy. He's normally more of a, I've got a lot of weapons, I'm going to take you down. I don't want to chase you. If you're running from me, I've kind of already won the fight. And Iron Man by himself too also doesn't have suits that are just built to do everything. That is the one disadvantage of having essentially a battle suit. You can't really gear it towards all aspects. Either you're going to be more heavily armored, therefore making you slower, versus a guy who has a ring who at times has matched the speed of Flash. So speed goes to the Green Lantern. Now, strength. Yeah, John Stewart can augment his strength with the ring, but there's a natural level of augmentation that you see in the War Machine suit. Now we're at durability. Who is going to tire first? And these sorts of things, I can't throw in a healing factor because I don't have it. You can say, well, you could see nanites inside the suit, which would be doing the repairing abilities of the natural human tissue, versus people who use their power rings to help do regenerative abilities. I'm going to think, as this fight progresses, who is going to wear out more? So durability edge is going to go to War Machine. He's a guy in a suit. The suit's going to take the beating more than the man's going to take on the inside. Yet you've got great force fields, but as this fight wears on, and John gets tired, he's going to lose abilities really quick. And you're not going to see that happening on War Machine side, in vulnerability. You have a tremendously stout set of armor versus near impenetrable force fields. So I have to give the invulnerability edge to John Stewart. Energy projection. This is just your raw distance game. You're probably thinking, well, this has to by far go to War Machine. No. John Stewart has tried to put a planet back together that he destroyed, well, in real life terms, decades ago, in comics, several years ago. He was able to exceed the maximum limit of his ring. So that means his ring can't allow him to put a planet back together and put it together better. That is a tremendous amount of energy that you can put out when your ring stops you from being able to rebuild a planet better than how it originally existed. So, if you can hit a point where you have the willpower and the ability to try to put a planet back together from an asteroid belt, and the ring goes, whoa, 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 no, it's too much. That means that he's fighting somebody, he can probably atomize them. Or probably rebuild a building around them. That is a tremendous amount of energy that he can put out from that ring. Versatility. The armor is going to be able to do what it's programmed to do. No more, no less. That ring has absolutely zero limitations. It's willpower and imagination. You know, if you were to put a Green Lantern ring on Tony Stark, I think he would be so much more impressive than a Green Lantern ring on Batman. Because all of a sudden, the rules of physics no longer apply, and you got a really good grasp of physics. Now we're down to X Factor. What is that last thing that's not covered in all of these? And that one I'm actually going to have to give to John Stewart. There's something about him from a character standpoint. Yeah, he's got this slight troubling background to him in the destruction of 2 planets. Yeah, he's always kind of haunted by all of his mistakes. At the exact same time, though, if he has the opportunity to right those mistakes, he's going to go forward and he's going to blast through it. He actually is a very, very iconic character. When Jeff Johns reintroduced him, they made him he is the thinker, he is the sharpshooter, he is almost like an ultimate character. You know, he is a very, very tough person to try to defeat. If these two guys would be fighting fisticuffs, no armor, no power, it definitely falls into the range of what James Rhodes could do. But these two guys are fighting at an absolute prime of their abilities. When it comes down to it, War Machine, he's great, he's impressive, but the person he's taking on in John Stewart Green Lantern is just so much more impressive.